for a newbie that wants to do this but has never even looked into it, it can sound overwhelming. How should somebody overcome that mental barrier? Oh my God, this is so much. I can't do this.
And also I want to make it clear, I'm not a guy like I'm not some social media guru who's going to tell you like anybody can do it, in 3 easy steps. It's going to take, next month you're going to be a millionaire. No, because what this is hard. Acquiring a business is a hard thing. And it took me 18 months to do my first deal that I talked about on LinkedIn. And I made a bunch of mistakes in the process with other companies I was making offers on. I lost money. Like it was the reason why there's such an opportunity here is because it's such a fragmented market. Anything below that $10 million, or I should say, going back to what I was saying before, the $2 million EBITDA mark, there isn't institutional money here. So this is very much the Wild West. It's a lot of creative financing. There's not much content out there or books, or certainly not any type of like entrepreneurial degrees that focus in on this type of acquisition that we're doing. And so to someone who says, hey, I feel overwhelmed, it's like perfectly normal. I was overwhelmed as well. It is not something that you're going to understand completely in like a 5-minute YouTube video. It's not going to happen. Now, going back, what I would say is think about it this way, that if we're looking at different ways to grow wealth, right? Most people are familiar with the most millionaires have been created through real estate, right? Go out, buy a piece of a cash flowing asset you put a tenant in there, and everyone pretty much can understand how that works. Well, the most billionaires have been created through private equity business acquisition, right? That's how you make the large amounts of wealth quickly. And so everyone knows what businesses are. Everyone buys products all the time. You see that. And I would tell someone who says, I don't have that industry experience, or I've never owned a business before, that businesses are made up of pretty much 3 different factors. You got sales, you got marketing, and you got operations, right? Those are pretty much the 3 different verticals. Now, I will almost guarantee anyone who listens to this, if you look at what you do for a living, it falls into sales, marketing, or operations, right? Because that's what everyone does. And so every business owner out there who started a business from scratch never did it before, right? And you can look at it from this perspective, right? And this is just pure off data. 92% of all businesses that start up within 5 years, they're gone. They fail. Okay. Starting a business and going from 0 to 1 is extremely hard. Now let's take a looking at business acquisition. If we focus on businesses that are older than 5 years, which the SBA is not going to even fund a deal that's less than 3 years old. So typically the average age of the businesses we're looking at is over 10 years old. But the business that's over 5 years and utilizes and is acquired through this process has about almost a 95% success rate after the next 5 years. Wow. Okay. And the reason is because you're going after something that's already been proven to work. Right. It already has customers, already has cash flow, already has a team. It already has momentum. It's a train that's moving down the tracks, and you are jumping on top of that train. And you're going to try to make improvements and do things, but it's something that's already has that kind of inertia moving it, right? Whereas you going out there and trying to start from scratch, you got zero inertia, you got zero team, you got zero revenue, and you're working your W-2 job. You're trying to do this in your part-time. Right. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of investment to get that to the point of being able to replace the W-2. Whereas if you acquire a business, by the time you close, especially the deals that we're doing, almost 99% of the time that's replacing the income that you had previously, right? So I know it's a lot. There's a lot of moving pieces. That's why I would recommend working with somebody to help guide you throughout that process, who's done it, who's made all the mistakes, right, so that you don't have to make the mistakes, and go that way.